to me, I'm proud of.
Don't stop crying, 'cause I'll stop crying.
Yeah. I'm proud of like all of us, and yeah. And that's what matters to me.
Still Life with Red Wine in Vicodin, 2013. Smiling Kid with Stitched Face, age 11. Color Study, Shades of Void, 1987. Exhibition, Work in Progress, incomplete.
Sure, I gotta figure it out, so.
We'll see what we can do.
I don't know the song.
Just so I could get in line. You want to play just that, the middle? Or
The parts
just the
where
part where I was playing on.
the more you can make it sound like Zelda, Adam, the happier I'll be.
I wasn't sure if there's a better fingering for it. And then sometimes you gotta put this thing out, but I don't know how to play. I forget how to play the trumpet, so I don't know if some of the notes you gotta throw this thing out. I just didn't know if it was one of those, or if I'm just playing it bad. my thing fell out.
I think that's definitely a post-quarantine development for us, that whether it was just having time off for the first time in really ever, that you could sort of take a step back from the boiling water that we were kind of in and just like see what was important to you, what you were getting out of it, what you want to get out of it, what you put into it, all the sort of just evaluative measures that you could take. And then coming back together, it was like exciting again. It was novel. Like there was like creativity that otherwise would have just kind of been like feeding this constantly moving machine. But since it had like sat for a while, it was more exciting. It was more like explosive.
It stirs in all of us. I mean, I think I've had a lot of the ideas that are coming out on this, I think, have been stirring since, 2019, 2020 was when I really started feeling pretty creative again after the last record. And obviously that kind of got put on hold, and we weren't able to do anything with a lot of those ideas for a really long time. So it was a lot of like quiet developments in everybody, like personally and together.
I think the main thing is just that people kind of figured out their own habits and were more in check with their emotions, and then that bringing that mindset into the collective space kind of healed a lot of old wounds and like just sort of made the foundation upon which we work a lot more stable. Just taking a second before you say something, or like realizing that how you say something can be interpreted in all these different ways, especially when we're all putting our personal selves into the creative process to have that common ground and understanding and talk about something ethereal like music, or talk about the way that you feel about music in a way that others can understand. I think that was what it really comes back to, is like just being able to understand one another and to be understood by one another. And then from there, it's a lot more smooth sailing.
Keep saying the same thing, but I think that's the point, that this record, especially in my case, I wasn't trying to write the coolest or most impressive drum parts. Not that I'm even capable of that, but that was so far in the back of my mind, and it was way more in like how can we make the best product aesthetically as the five of us, that really showcases this band as five people and not as Brad, Chad, Adam, Corey, and Jordan.
Having crossed 10 years is fucking huge. Doing something I love, doing it with people I love, having other people that we love along the way. And this kind of marks that. I'm really proud of everyone for how natural this record felt like to write, even though it took a while. All of us have input on the creative side of things that results into, I feel like the most La Dispute record.
Never mind.
What?
There's just another part in the song that I thought about suggesting through the background vocal.
Do it! What are you doing? Do it!
Why'd you come out?
Get out.
Go do it! You idiot.
I
feel like it has different parts of each of the things that have been done in the past, but done just a bit more mature, more reflective of who we are, where we're at in life.
I thought about yelling something.
Yes! Go! Yes! It just feels really good to have done this accomplishment, and I've been waiting a long time to get another crack at it, so.
It's been really great having Corey be... Corey's been in the band for a long fucking time, and Corey made a record. But it was the first record that Corey did with us, and I think that was a difficult thing to do for him, because it would be difficult for anybody joining a band or whatever, any communal art project after years of history and relationship building, and to be the one who came into our lives later, who had to adjust to the dynamic that we have. And it, I think, maybe sounds slightly conceited in a self-degrading way to say that I think that we're all kind of fucking weird. Like, Brad and Chad and I specifically share like a pretty specific background and communicate in a very specific way. And then we all communicate in a very specific way as musicians because we've known each other in that way for so long. So for Corey to jump into that was, I imagine, very difficult. And I think Corey's voice is so much more noticeable on this record because he felt probably partially just empowered by years of doing this together now, but also I think probably to prove to himself that he could be more active and like push for himself and establish his voice. And I think that's really apparent on this record.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Corey. Happy birthday to you. You're fucking old. Right. Yeah! Go ahead.
I think the guitar interplay between Chad and I is certainly the best we've done together, but I dare say it's probably the best like back and forth between guitars that the band has done. You can't hear it now, but in my headphones, I just hear Chad destroying things in the other room. I'm getting word that Chad's playing Dave Matthews Band. Ground control. Dave Matthews Band. Coming in for a landing?
Yeah. Space between. That can't go in.
Secretly the biggest Dave Matthews fan.
Finishing something and having all of them be fucking stoked. I think when there are people that whose opinions you value, when you receive that affirmation, I think it is the kind of thing that like helps convince you that you're capable of doing something great.
What a miracle it is we get to be alive. Do you recognize it now? It's
I think that's my favorite.
Fuck yeah.
Next section.
a fucking complicated thing. In between.
Yeah.
Right
You guys ever heard that word before?
Bad words.
A fucking complicated thing. 23 feet in between. A fucking complicated thing! Join grief and in between!
So we're running with this one?
Yeah, I think so. It's a monumental occasion in the history of those. You gotta play it with the part before too, though, so everybody can hear some.
Do you recognize it now? It's a fucking complicated thing! Join grief and in between!
What's up, YouTube? We're deciding whether we put our first swear word in. Comment below.
Tell us your favorite swear in the chat.
But I think the only way we can finish it and not kill ourselves is to take more regular breaks.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I know I do the same thing that I'm watching you all do.
Yeah.
And you just need someone outside of it to be like, alright,
Yeah.
5-minute breather.
Right. That's what I do at home too. So an hour timer.
Pomodoro style.
Gotta just get up, take a break, drink some water, go to bed.
Closer to that, yeah?
We sort of almost breeze past the structural part in writing because it's there on some mindful level, but almost in your periphery because we had momentum and ideas and parts and just, like if this sounds good, then let's use it and we'll find a place for it kind of later on. So the record kind of reflects that normal ebb and flow of like peaks and valleys, heavy songs and softer songs. So it sort of fits in. I think it was more of a retroactive, like Jordan had to make those acts make sense lyrically and thematically while we just continued to write more songs. Especially when at first we were talking about making 19 tracks. We sort of were like, let's write songs and see where they fit in this list rather than let's write track 14.
Leaning over the edge of a 7-story building to tag something while my belt got held, that is fucked. Which is also a reference to 9.
Yeah, I wondered if it was.
That's the building across the street from Pyramid Scheme.
The song from the SpongeBob CD player.
Yeah, the song from SpongeBob. It was like one of the nights I got caught drinking where I had to go wake my parents up when I got home. And I was like, this is chill. I'll just go, hey, I'm home. And I was hammered. So I walk in the room, my parents are asleep, I'm like, hey, I'm home. And my mom goes, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just really tired. She goes, turn the light on. And I was like, fuck. So I turned the light on and I was fucking 3 sheets though. I mean, I was like 110 pounds probably. I was like 16, 17. But I was so drunk, we were on this floor just smashing beers and fucking, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we were listening to music, but I can't remember. Or maybe Steve was probably singing fucking Cockspar or something. Because he always would. He was probably running around singing England Belongs to Me. And I fucking kicked a window out. Which is in hindsight is very stupid. A bunch of us climbed to the fire escape. But I wanted to tag this adjacent building, so Dylan just held onto my belt as I fucking leaned over. Dylan also threw a chair off the roof that night.
Person you want holding your belt to.
Adam destroys everything he does in a positive way. Destroys, like he just kills it and always has. I think that Adam is just innately the best musician in our band. I think it just comes naturally to Adam.
Here we go.
That main riff is a riff that I've sat on for a while. One that I had like come up with at soundcheck on tour and then take a video on my phone and know that I want to use it for something. In comparison to like the rest of the album and the rest of our catalog, it is a unique song, like how fast it is and how like intense it still has dynamic, but it's just kind of elevated the whole time. When I'm writing songs on bass, they work, but like it takes everybody to make it into a composition, and that song I think does the most with that. Like takes this one core idea and really builds upon it in all these different directions that I couldn't have planned myself. And definitely seeing like Brad bring that song to another level and make it a lot harder.
So Adam actually wrote this song, the bones of it, when Chad, Adam, Jordan and I were in Detroit at Chad's place back in February doing a mini writing session, sans Brad. Leave it to Brad to not have even been there, but put forth probably the most impressive drum performance on the record.
That song was tough because the rest of the guys started it in a writing session that I couldn't come to because I live in Australia, so it makes it difficult. But later on at home, I wrote a drum part to it, and I think it's very cool, but it was also the hardest song for me to record, probably because I'm not the most proficient drummer on the planet. So it took a while, but we got there. The drum part on that is definitely more high intensity, but I don't think it's overly impressive by any means.
That's not going in. Fuck that, Martin.
Jordan was joking, and I think he's right. He's like, I mean, they're cousins. He's like, I don't think I've ever heard Brad play drums like this.
That's my fucking rock right there. My rock, Adam. Once Adam gets on, all my little shit will feel fine. That's why we're a good team. They cover up all my mistakes. Oh my God! My worst song is done. And if this goes in the documentary, I'll be so pissed at Martin for putting it in. Get me fucking out of here. My stupid Crocs, should have just not had them on the whole time. The problem with Crocs is they're too comfortable, so I can't play with them. Hell yeah. Alright.
I think recording a record is both my favorite and least favorite thing about being in a band somehow simultaneously. And I think a lot of that's due to the fact that I take a lot of joy in seeing what this band is capable of.
Brad has grown so much in how he approaches things, and I think Brad knows himself so much better than he did at a younger age, and I'm really proud of that growth. He just is able to let things go and to adjust in a way that I don't know that he always was.
Chief of my regrets, when he told me how you died, ashamed I felt surprised.
Incredible. Really good. How do you feel?
I feel like those are all good.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to move on?
No, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Saw Calvary behind you in the line, scattered your reflection in the doctrine, and I almost believe. Wait, what?
There's a lot of really fun songs to track. Steve was really fucking fun to track. I mean, when people hear it, if they watch this interview, they'll be like, it seems weird. But it was. It's not fun making art always. And those moments weren't fun, but they were. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I hated it, but I loved it. There were songs I didn't want to stop. I could have kept tracking forever. I think that's part of the reason that I always do 8 million takes. I'm just like enjoying it. I always feel like I can do something better, and it's fun to chase after it.
Circles spinning helpless at the end. There again, you and I. What else is there to say? No blood to fight.
Good. You're on top of your game, baby. That was fucking awesome.
Even that edit sounds fucking...
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Top down.
And there's only one thing that I would change, I think.
I know the thing.
You do?
I do. We're in sync, man. Of course I fucking know.
I am very thankful for the amount of work Connor put in, and just the fact that he was not only enthusiastic but also so supportive in the directions we wanted to go, and never hesitated, showed up early every day, stayed late every night. Like that, yeah, I just can't thank him enough. That was above and beyond.
Connor was also awesome, like absolutely essential, like, to this process, and just like made the whole ship run so smoothly. And like that was a huge help, because really coming into this, we were like unsure of so many things. Like, are we running the computer? Like, are we hooking everything up? Like, we're coming in as like we're doing this kind of ourselves, but Connor was an incredible help with the engineering side of things, and just making everything work the way we wanted it. And was, definitely could not have done that in this time period without him. So huge appreciation.
It's been really, really special to see and hear these songs come to life, and to get to know each and every one of you, and like experience La Dispute and like the beautiful people and the beautiful artists that you all are. So thank you endlessly from the bottom of my heart.
It's hard to find the perfect personality to tend to all of us and our brains, so thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you've been amazing, man. It's been fucking great.
It has been.
Appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you all. And you made a fucking awesome record. And no one got bit by a snake, so that's good.
Not yet.
I mean, I'll include myself in that saying that I think all of us did like the best that we've ever done. And like, I do feel like I've been able to like be creative and have my ideas come to fruition more than I have in a super long time. I don't think, probably since the writing of Wildlife, I don't think I've felt the same level of capability to execute ideas and come up with material, and like have been, I think, walking away from this as satisfied and happy. Gosh, how many times have we cried in this set in this month? I'm just thankful. Thanks.